Good morning, old school Texas Tech. I hope everybody is doing well. I went to dinner last night and shot a couple of videos predicting the Liberty Bowl and also the first playoff game tonight in South Bend. And then I got up early this morning because I knew we had picked up the running back from USC and the edge rusher from Georgia Tech. And I just thought I'd kind of try to put all the pieces together as best as possible. Listen to some national sports writers, some Big 12 guys, listen to some of the Texas Tech specific media players as well. Max Olson is really high on what Texas Tech's doing in the transfer portal. We're definitely making waves like we have the last couple of off seasons. The last couple of off seasons, I have felt that I felt a certain unease that we might not meet expectations, especially when people had us winning the Big 12 championship in 2023. But it's always good to get national attention, in my opinion. One thing that I really noticed with this transfer portal class and just checking out different YouTube channels and social media groups and things like that is just the some of the Tech fans just raging mad anger, a lot of anger among the Tech fans, and I just don't get it. I mean, look where we were 5 years ago. Look where this program was, going into the year the season, the pandemic season, and in the Matt Wells era, and look where we are now. I mean, I just seeing unbelievable like anger, negativity. People are upset about the other fans who are excited about the transfer class. And I think so. There are people who I also don't agree with the people who think because we have this good transfer class that we're going to be like lights out national title contender. I don't think most rational Tech fans believe that. I also don't believe that this is just a complete continuation in mediocrity or 6, 7, 8 win years. I think it's somewhere probably in between. And we've had a lot worse than 6 win years. In fact, to me, I was thinking about it. I was reading this one guy. He just wrote a raging, angry social media post about fans who are excited about the transfer portal class and that we have a highly ranked transfer portal class. To me, like it's all about expectations. But to me, the two biggest accomplishments that Tech's had over the last 5 years. Let me go back just a little bit. I'm reading a book on Nick Saban right now, and he was talking about why he left Miami. There were a few reasons, but one of the main reasons why he left the Dolphins to come back to college football is because he did not like it that in the NFL, if you have success, you're penalized. You lose players to free agency. Your draft pick goes down the next season. You play a tougher schedule the next year, and he believed that he liked the fact that in college football you could really build momentum. And to me, so to me, in the last 5 years, the two really huge accomplishments that Tech had started all the way back, and this is the reason why I'll always have a lot of respect for Sonny Cumby. I'm not saying I think he's the any sort of brilliant offensive mind or anything like that, but I just will always have respect for him, and as far as leadership is. When he got after Matt Wells was fired and the program was in disarray and they were in the middle of a coaching search, and he pulled off that win and started the whole pump jack mentality. And we got the win against Iowa State and became bowl eligible after all those just horrible seasons during the Wells era. I thought that was a huge accomplishment. 2022, we were a lot healthier, and we had really good defensive linemen that were healthy for most of the year. And so that, to me, that was a nice year, and we beat Ole Miss in the bowl game. But then, to me, the second most impressive thing that we've done the last 5 years was last year when we started off 1-3, and there were some games in there that we should have won, maybe all three of them, probably all three of them. And Coach McGuire and staff got us to bowl eligibility because they kept that momentum going. And so I just don't understand the anger. I think the expectations were a little bit unrealistic this year. I always saw them as like an 8 or 9 win team this year. I wish we would have won one more game, especially the TCU game. I would have loved to have beaten TCU and Baylor. But that didn't happen, and I do not understand the negativity. I think this is all about moving forward incrementally. All right, so that's my sort of soapbox there. It's okay to be excited about this transfer portal class. What's not realistic is to think that this turns us into like the next Alabama or something like that. I don't think any rational Tech fan feels that way. But you do not invest the kind of money that we've invested in this class if you do not expect to win 9, 10, 11 regular season games next year. I think even 9 would probably be considered a disappointment, whether that's realistic or not. All right, so I'm going to start off on the offensive line. Kind of what I'm hearing is going to be the starting 5. Obviously, we still have to play spring. And I finally found some sources who are telling me who they expect to be the starting 5, and it's not going to be any major surprise. Left tackle Samson. Apparently, the analytics department, Blanchard, and the personnel department believe that he just has, major upside. He's going to be the starting left tackle. Who knows what's going to happen with everything with multiple years. I don't like to talk anything more than about a year in advance right now until we know more. But they would like to see him be a multi-year starter at left tackle. Then left guard is going to be Scurry. He's coming off an injury, so some other guys will get some reps in the spring, I'm sure, and beyond. The center is going to be Sheridan Wilson. We know those guys. We know they've got the capability to play well. So they're a solid, solid group there. Samson, Scurry, Sheridan, Wilson. Zambrano is going to be the starting right guard, from what I'm hearing. He actually already has a draft grade. I did not know that. So that just I mean, that is a massive human being playing right guard, over 300 pounds, 6'5". And then I'm hearing Jados already has a draft grade. Somebody had told me they thought he was going to be more like a swing tackle, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So Samson, Scurry, Sheridan, Wilson, Zambrano, and Jados. Defensive line, there's going to be some other guys too. There's some younger guys. But what they're looking at for rotating a defensive tackle due to Banks, he's obviously coming off an injury. They really hope to retain him. I heard, I think it was yesterday, they're really, really trying very hard to retain Duda Banks and Mo Horn. Skylar Gill Howard, obviously Lee Hunter and Anthony Holmes, the guy we got from Houston. There's others too. There's some younger guys that they expect to play, but they hope, if injuries and everything, we'll see what happens. But that's who they hope that they're rotating at defensive tackle, and it's an impressive group. Edge guys, they're hoping to get more out of these guys, and also they're hoping that they have seasons where they're healthier. Amir Washington, Isaac Smith, Harvey Dyson, Charles Esther, and now Romelio Height. Romelio Height was a player that, what I'm hearing is that he was on their radar pretty much from the beginning. They believe if he played on, this is his fourth team, which I know that drives people crazy, and I'm not excited about it either. But the analytics department at Tech, they believe that had he been on some better defenses, he would actually be in the NFL this year. So he's got really high upside. They believe he is going to be a disruptor in the backfield, and they believe that these other guys they already have on the roster, if they can stay healthy, they believe they've really got some talent on the edge that we're going to see a lot more of next season. All right. I'm hearing that the two players that Tech is upset about losing. We already knew Micah Hudson, but that's more from a PR standpoint. A guy McAlpine, defensive tackle. He entered the portal. Tech tried to keep him. They wanted to keep him. That's definitely kind of the loss that kind of stings right now. They wanted to keep him on the roster for the future. All right, so Quentin Joyner, guy that I kept hearing about. Apparently, the guy from Maryland out of the picture or was never even in the picture as much as we thought. But Quentin Joyner played. He's a young guy. I thought he was a little bit older when I first saw the press release come out. He had 63 carries for 478 yards at USC last year, averaged 7.6 a carry. Tech is apparently very happy to go into next season with Joyner, Williams, and Dickey, a trio of sophomores. Everything that I read about Quentin Joyner is good. The only concern seems to be pass protection, but those other guys, working with Kenny Perry, and then now it'll be Joey McGuire's son also working with the running backs. They feel like they've got a good trio. You're not going to replace Taj Brooks, but with the kind of offensive line we put together, and then now these three running backs going with that offensive line, it's going to be a solid group. I always liked Cameron Valdez. I'm hearing he's out of the picture most likely. He had the injury this season. I don't know if he's going to transfer. I don't know what the plans are. I always liked him, but I'm hearing he's out of the picture. We really have no need to talk about the secondary. I mean, they're just completely revamped. They should be dramatically improved. You would think with the upgrade up front, that's going to help. It's going to help a lot. It's going to help a lot. The edge guys and the defensive tackles are going to help a lot with the linebackers. I keep saying that. I don't think people are talking about it enough, but it's going to help so much with Ben Roberts and Rodriguez. And the secondary is completely revamped, and they're gonna actually have a defensive line to put some pressure on the quarterback and some edge rushers who hopefully put pressure on the quarterback as well. One thing is I was listening and reading a lot this morning. There are a lot of sports writers that really believe, a lot of people who know more about this safety from North Dakota State, Cole. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name till I start to hear it more next season. Cole W. Wisniewski, I guess, is the best way to pronounce it. There are a lot of people who think he could very well be the best player that we picked up out of all these guys. I mean, even I don't know if that's not my opinion, but there are people out there who believe that. So I mean, our secondary should be dramatically different. So what's next? I got a couple. I don't think any of this is going to be any sort of earth-shattering news. Kelly's not playing in the bowl game. There is a young player on our roster. I cannot think of his name off the top of my head, who's got a really good relationship with Hammond, and apparently they practice together a lot. He's apparently they are counting on him big time in the Liberty Bowl. Obviously, we'll have Aiken We're going to have CD as well. So there's going to be plenty of weapons. That's going to be an interesting game, just with all the transfer portal stuff going on at Arkansas, a little bit at Tech. We have at least one opt out. Brooks, watched the little bit of the press conference with the guy that's calling the plays. I think it's Juice Johnson. It's calling the plays. He definitely put on a good poker face. My bet is that Brooks plays. I think he's going to play. I just think it's his personality. I think if he's healthy, it sounds like he is. I think he's going to play, but maybe not. But that's what I think. That's my guess. I did not know this, but Caleb Rogers actually has the highest draft grade of the players coming out for Tech this year, and he is definitely going to play in the Liberty Bowl. Good for him. Also, what I'm hearing is that starting possibly as soon as next year, with the revenue sharing, that the contracts could be tied to requirement of sorts of some kind to play in the bowl game. I'm also hearing the Bulls may play. I had heard this before. The Bulls may pay the players directly on top of that. And I'm also hearing that the college football, the powers to be, and I don't even know who that is right now. I don't think anybody does. That there could even be balloon payments tied to the bowl playing in the bowl game, because it's just fans don't like it. Texas Tech fans don't like it. Arkansas fans don't like it when players opt out. I got to give Coach Sanders at Colorado credit. Both Shedeur and the Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter, they're both playing in the bowl game. They're not in the playoffs; they're playing in the bowl game, and I'm impressed. I'm not happy with Kelly's decision. I mean, I respect it. He's got to live his own life and all that, but I think he should have played. I think he should play in the bowl game. I think he should finish the season. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm just old school. Apparently we're close on a kicker. And there's still some thought that they may try to pull in another wide receiver, but they like a lot of the young players they have, and they feel like they need to give them some playing time. And then I'm hearing, I could continue to hear there could be a surprise or two. So I don't think they're completely done, but I think they're close to being done with the transfer portal stuff. So I'm going to focus my attention until I hear anything more on the Liberty Bowl, 27th, a week next Wednesday. All right, everybody, have a great day. Talk to you soon.